What is going on, everybody? Thammagotcha here, and welcome back to the channel. We're going to be hopping right into the Great League with Shadow Charizard, my favorite Pokemon ever, and with its new updated Ember, is it going to be viable again since the Wing Attack nerf? So it's been a hot minute since I played this game, and I want to thank everybody for their patience, and thank you again who joined me on the live stream a couple of days ago. So let's hop into these battles here. Shadow Charizard into Emolga. I ran two different teams with Shadow Charizard. This first team here is from the live stream. The second team here is from when I was just messing around. I kind of made a Glass Cannon team, Primeape, Shadow Typhlosion, Shadow Charizard. So first team, Shadow Charizard, Golisopod, and Blastoise. Though two ABB teams here, but my opponent is going to swap into a Lapras. Blastburn would absolutely rock this Lapras with Sidewave here. They're going to be doing neutral damage, but I do believe it's Water Gun, so it's even better for my Blastoise. So I'm going to farm up some energy, throw the Skull Bass, get a defensive buff here, and go for the full farm down, getting it. That is absolutely beautiful. Emolga comes back in. This is going to be a discharge, which is going to hurt, so I will put up a shield here. We have that defense buff, and now out comes Amanda Buzz. I'm going to throw 3 rollouts. Should have thrown 4 to try to go for the cap tie here, but Hydro Cannon doesn't do a whole lot of damage because Amanda Buzz is very thick. I'm going to hop into my Golisopod here, trying to save that Blastoise for the rollout damage for the Emolga later. We almost get knocked out by 2 aerial aces, but I'm going to come back in with the Blastoise here, throw the Hydro Cannon on the cap die. We have the back-to-back Hydro Cannons locked and loaded. I am not going to be able to shield this because I have no shields. Foul Play doesn't knock out. I hop right in to the Charizard. That Thunder Shock knocks me out, but we have the second one locked and loaded. That takes out the Emolga. Now, can we farm down before we get knocked out? It's a simultaneous KO. That's a good game. Well played to my opponent. So hopping into the next matchup here. Charizard versus Umbreon. They hop into a Primarina. Now, I really thought this was going to be a Azumarill with Bubble. This is why I hopped out right away, or else we would have been resisting those charms, which would have been nice, but they decided to no shield that Skull Bash left, right. Good night to that Primarina. And we get the defense buff as well. Hydro Cannon gonna get shielded. No need for us to shield this Dark Pulse or Foul Play. Either move is not gonna be able to KO us. Blastoise is pretty tanky, and with that defensive buff, we're going to be able to survive any move that Umbreon is going to be throwing at us. They actually end up shielding both moves, which is fantastic for us. Now, I should have came back in here with the Golisopod because Fury Cutter is going to be doing super effective damage, and we would have been able to get so much energy off of this Umbreon. Blastburn, not enough to KO. As you can see, Umbreon is very, very thick, but they have a Meowscarada in the back. Blastburn gonna be coming in left, right. Good night to that Meowscarada. Now, my first thoughts on Charizard here is it is very slow to charge moves. Okay, I do believe it's 8 to the first Blast Burn and then 7, so the pacing is not like the Wing Attack pacing. So for a Pokemon as glassy as Charizard in the Great League, it did not meet my expectations on where I wanted this Pokemon to be, unfortunately. So I don't think it's going to be as good as I want it to be. It's fun to use, don't get me wrong, I do love me Charizard, but if you want to use a fire type, I think Typhlosion is just a better fire type. As you're going to see in the next battles, the pacing of 2 Incinerates to each Thunder Punch is absolutely insane. 3 Incinerates, then 2 Incinerates to the Blast Burns. Like, you just get there so much faster, and Incinerate, being a 5-turn fast move, is a little bit hard to deal with trying to catch moves and things like that, but the pacing and the damage output, it just rocks things because Typhlosion hits so hard. So Blastoise gonna be hitting that super effective Hydro Cannon. I'm gonna come back in here with the Charizard. Blastburn gonna be taking out that Steelix, and now back in comes the Clodsire. Clodsire is so thick, it's gonna be able to eat that Blastburn on the chin. My gosh, Clodsire's thick. Gonna get acid sprayed now. Unfortunately, we are gonna get farmed down. If you're running Clodsire, I do really recommend running either Sludge Bomb or Stone Edge. Or is it Sludge Wave? Either or. And then Earthquake as your second move. Acid Spray, you don't really want to be running Acid Spray because you have a fast move like Poison Sting that isn't dealing as much damage. It's more built for energy generation. I would not recommend running those acid spray on the Clodsire anyways. So Frenzy Plant gonna be coming in, knocking out that golem there. Out comes a bite Skeledirge. Again, I want to be running Incinerate on that Skeledirge. And this was a funny, I was running just Pikachu on there. It was an accidental click from an old team I wanted to mess around with before I stopped playing. So this game is kind of just a wash. Double team here, so I'm just gonna fast forward a bit. So we're gonna be hopping into the next battle here. I do believe this is the last battle of this set. So Charizard into Lapras. This is gonna be Frost Breath. If you do have a chance, definitely run Psywave. Do not run Frost Breath. It is not the best charge attack. Not charge attack, fast attack, sorry. My opponent is going to be shielding up this Hydro Cannon on the Torterra. Definitely running Razor Leaf on there. And Blastoise, as you can see, got the 2 Hydro Cannons just fine. So now I'm going to come in here with a Charizard. I'm just going to farm down. I'm going to shield once. Whatever the move it is. Charizard probably is not going to take it well. Definitely not that Stone Edge. And back in comes that Lapras. We're almost at the back-to-back Blast Burn, so I don't feel the need to bait here. Blast Burn number 1. Going to get shielded. Definitely have to shield this Sparkling Aria. Oh, it's a Surf too. And I'm going to hop out. Definitely could have stayed in though, but I just wanted to keep some residual energy, and I knew this X Scissor was just about to knock out, and unfortunately, we're going to be hit with another Surf. But that's okay, because it's not very effective. Blisseypod can definitely take that. And it's a Steelix in the back. Aqua Jet going to be coming in, trying to throw in the middle of their attacks. As a 1-turn fast move, you really got to be counting really fast as you're tapping your finger. So we're able to get the 2 Aqua Jets. That's going to take out the Steelix, and we don't need the residual energy on the Charizard. Good game. Well played to my opponent here. That's a 4-1 set there to start the video off. So next team, I was just fooling around early days, you know what I mean, before I really hop into horrible lead. Gonna hop into my Typhlosion right away. They hop into a Blastoise, and it's a Water Gun Blastoise. So the good thing for us is they kind of give us an Incinerate head start here, so I'm able to get to the second Thunder Punch. And I really debated on shielding this, but I thought, you know what, last minute I am going to shield it up. I do want to grab the second shield or do absolutely massive damage onto that Blastoise, which we do. And from here, I am going to wait out my switch clock timer, because I know that Gardevoir is going to come right back in right after I take care of this Blastoise here. We get the full farm down, and I'm coming back in with the Charizard. They hop into a Dedenne, another Pokemon that got buffed with the Parabolic Charge. Gonna have to shield this move, as I don't really have a way of completely taking care of this Pokemon. I thought maybe with the Rage Fist I could do something, but we do grab the shield here, so I'm hoping now Rage Fist is going to be enough. So I'm gonna throw 4 Karate Chops, hoping that this Rage Fist is enough to take out this Dedenne. Yes, it is, which is absolutely massive. Throwing 1 Karate Chop and then the next Rage Fist to take care of that Gardevoir. Super effective damage. Left, right, good night, Charmer. That's going to be a good game. Well played to my opponent there. So hopping into the next matchup, Dragalge. My gosh, if you ever think of a core breaker, Dragalge is one of them. Out comes a Blastoise. I don't have a solid response to this, so I'm going to close combat this thing and then hop into my Typhlosion. Hopefully we get to this Thunder Punch. No, we don't, unfortunately, but the good news is that we can come back in here with the Primeape, get a farm down, and a nice energy advantage coming out of this matchup. So I am going to have to throw up a shield against that Hydro Cannon. Maybe I should have threw sooner, but I just wanted the energy coming out of this matchup here. Rage Fist, probably not going to get the shield on the first one. If you're a smart player, never shield the first Rage Fist unless it does super effective damage and it's going to knock you out. But the second and the third are going to be doing a lot more damage than the first one. And unfortunately, our Karate Chops are resisted damage, so I don't see a way of us winning this matchup, because they're going to get to this Aqua Tail. Aqua Tail gonna knock out the Primeape, and in comes the Charizard. I don't have any energy, and they very smartly overfarm, getting to that Aqua Tail right as we get to this Dragon Claw, and a beautiful catch there on the Jellicent. My opponent just absolutely taking me to town, and that's gonna be a good game. Well played to my opponent there. So hopping to the next matchup, Ralts. Okay, this player is just showing off shiny Pokemon, I do believe. Yep, there's a shiny Azumarill, sorry, and there is a shiny Hisuian Growlithe. So, very cool shiny Pokemon, but, and I guess thanks for the win. So, hopping into the next matchup. Excuse me, sorry. Nidoqueen. I do have a video going to be coming up very soon with Nidoqueen. Nidoqueen got Poison Sting, so it gets these Poison Fangs ridiculously fast, and look at how much that Poison Fang does. My goodness, does it ever clap Typhlosion. Thunder Punch gonna get shielded. I'm hoping I get to another one, but unfortunately we just fall short of it. So what am I going to do? I come in with the Charizard. I know we're gonna hit by another Poison Sting. I don't want to take the damage, so I end up shielding the Poison Fang, and getting the full farm down. Now we're 1-to-1 shields, and out comes a Dedenne. This team's worst nightmare. Dedenne actually really good this season. So if you have one built, definitely put Parabolic Charge on it, and this thing could absolutely shred through teams with that 100% guaranteed defense buff. Like, let's just say Belly Bolt and the Ultra League is going to be an absolute menace to deal with. Like, yeah, if it gets 3 defense buffs, that thing is going to be just ridiculous to kill. Like, come on. Amazing catch by my opponent there, catching the Blast Burn. Parabolic Charge going to be taking us out, unfortunately, and that's going to be a good game. Well played to my opponent. Definitely outplayed us there. So, hopping into the next matchup, Clodsire into Primeape. Gonna hop into my Typhlosion right away. Gonna go straight for the Blast Burn here. Not messing around. They have 2 shields. Does it get through? Yes, it does. Doing massive damage on the Clodsire. We even get to farm them down, and let's see what they bring in. They bring in a Morpeko. I'm going to throw 2. They get to the move right away, which leads me to believe it's kind of just a Psychic Fangs, but it's an Oral Wheel, unfortunately. Quite fine with that, though. I just bring in my Morpeko, or not, my Primeape to do some super effective damage, and then they have a Jump Up in the back, and this should just be a pretty easy win. All I have to do is correctly shield up the Acrobatics, which I do believe this is going to be. Hoping it wasn't just an Aerial Ace, because Energy Ball is going to be double resisted, and Aerial Ace is not the move you really want to be shielding up. So my opponent is going to be able to actually take us out thanks to their 2 shield advantage. Acrobatics one-shots the Charizard left, right, good night. Gonna farm up as much energy as I can, so I have a Rage Fist and a Close Combat locked and loaded. Rage Fist comes out, takes care of the jump up, and the Close Combat is going to be taking care of that Morpeko left, right, good night, and a 3-2 set here to end the video off. So thank you all so much for tuning into this video. If you made it to the end here, please leave a like, comment if you want to see anything in the future, and if you haven't already, hit that subscribe button because it is really well appreciated, and we will see everybody in the next video. Bye bye.